Yeah, my phone ding ding, that's another load.
Yeah, fam, we still out here getting it, baby. What's good? What's good? What's good? Your boy been moving, man. We already dropped off. You just not catching up. We dropped off in McAllen. Then we slid over. Hey, you know how your boy do. I get to hustling, get to driving. We had the deadhead 69 miles on over to Port Isabella, Texas. Yeah, Port Isabella, Texas. Now we gotta go, and I'm telling you now, I'm gonna mess his name up. I'm going to. People in the boot. I told y'all this many videos. The names just be all over the place. I don't know. I'm just sounding them out. How it look. So yeah, Port Isabella, Texas, and we gotta go 718 miles. Yep. On over to Louisiana. Back to the boot. So yeah, we already loaded up. In and out. And I'm out. I'm already out. I picked up. I was on the it was by the port, obviously, so I didn't want to be recording all and sitting there looking at me like I'm crazy. So I got up out of there. Came up out of there. Yep. And we out of there and we rolling. It ain't that far. We only like 3 or 4 miles outside. I just pulled over to the side so I can get this video started and we can get the recording. So sit back, ride with your boy. We're going to do a little bit of this in the beginning. Then, because it slides right by the house, so I'm going home. Take a quick nap. Get a little bite to eat. And we're going to pick up a little bit of that night driving because we going to get it there. We got to get it there. So sit back, fam. Just ride with your boy. I'll tap back in with you.
Hustle clean, hustle real, never cut no corners. Business booming from the city to the borders. When I feel tired, I remind myself quick. It's not luck, it's discipline mixed with grit. I'm on that money route, stacking up my wins, turn miles into paper. Do it all again, where I'm headed, only up, only through. Motivation in my pocket, faith in my shoes.
That's good, right?
Turn miles into paper. Do it all again, where I'm headed, only up, only through. Motivation in my pocket, faith in my shoes. All that money, hustle loud, make it count, shout, never count. All that money, hustle loud, make it count, shout, never count. All that money, overnight grind, sunrise grind. You gotta have heart, you gotta have clear mind. Some days slow, but the bills don't care. So I keep pushing with a warrior stare. Invest in my gear, invest in my brand. I'm building something bigger than a van. Our wealth ain't just money, it's habits, it's peace. It's knowing how to grow what God increased. No shortcuts, just truth and cloud. Stacking up my wins, turn miles into paper. Do it all again, where I'm headed, only up, only through. Motivation in my pocket, faith in my shoes. On that money, proud. Stacking up my wins, turn miles into paper. Do it all again, where I'm headed, only up, only through. Motivation in my pocket, faith in my shoes. On that money, proud. Hustle out, bank account shout, bank account. On that money, proud. Hustle out, bank account shout, bank account. Yeah, my phone ding ding, that's another load. I lace my boots and hit the road. I don't waste time, I don't hesitate. Chasing paydays, I know God create. Hustle clean, hustle real, never cut no corners. Business booming from the city to the borders. When I feel tired, I remind myself quick. It's not luck, it's discipline mixed with grit. I'm on that money route, stacking up my wins, turn miles into paper. Do it all again, where I'm headed, only up, only through. Motivation in my pocket, faith in my shoes. On that money route, stacking up my wins, turn miles into paper. Do it all again, where I'm headed, only up, only through. Motivation in my pocket, faith in my shoes. On that money route, hustle loud, bank account shout, cover count. On that money route, hustle loud, bank account shout, cover count. On that money, overnight grind, sunrise grind. You gotta have heart, you gotta have clear mind. Some days slow, but the bills don't care. So I keep pushing with a warrior stare. Invest in my gear, invest in my brand. I'm building something bigger than a van. Our wealth ain't just money, it's habits, it's peace. It's knowing how to grow what God increased. No shortcuts, just truth and cloud. Stacking up my wins, turn miles into paper. Do it all again, where I'm headed, only up, only through. Motivation in my pocket, faith in
All right, fam, we finito. We technically been finito with that load, but your boy, you know, I was moving, man. I was moving. Dropped that thing off, and as soon as I dropped it off, I ran up the street, picked up another one, dropped that off. Don't worry, we'll talk about that in the next couple of videos. But yeah, it's finished. That's all you need to know. We left Port Isabel. I was saying Port Isabel in the beginning, but don't worry, your boy went back and looked, and I was like, no, it's Port Isabel, Texas. You know, down there by the border. Border water, same thing. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, Port Isabel, Texas. All the way to Chalamute. I can't say that right. Louisiana in the boot. 718 miles. Paid your boy pretty decent. $1.39 a mile. Yep, we got the thouso, the whole bag for that one. Got the whole bag. But yeah, it's finito, and I told you, we're gonna be talking about stuff on the next few videos. And I figured, let's start that now. Let's talk about them 3 steps you need to start building systems. Inside of those 3 steps you need to start building the systems, because, you know, that's what I see a thing that a lot of people, we have problems with, creating systems, not just for business, but for life. But remember, I told you that personal development and business development go hand in hand. You can't really succeed without the other one. So in order for that to work, we got to talk about how to make these systems work. Because we know the strategy. I told y'all the circle. I didn't go in depth about the circle. That's where you got to go all the other platforms like the grind setters and figure all that out. Told you, we call it what you want. We even talk about gatekeeping in another video, because I don't think it's gatekeeping. Y'all might think it's gatekeeping. I'll break that down later. That's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, let's talk about systems. The main 3 systems, we're going to stick with cargo van for now because it kind of translates for both. But them 3 systems you kind of need to know to get started is you need to understand your niche, you need to understand your region, and you need to understand downtime. And I know you probably like, BG, that don't make no sense. It does make sense, because you hear people say stuff all the time. Go get load boards, go gig apps, go get contracts. But you don't have a niche. It's a niche inside of them. Think of a system like this. If I tell you that, let's use an example I used before. Plumbing, water. Water goes to your house. But that's not how, it doesn't just stop right there. You got water that's for sewage. You got water that's fresh water. You got water that runs through your sink, water that flushes through your toilet. It's different types of systems underground and stuff in that foundation you don't see. Because that water that flushes through your toilet is not the same water that comes out your tap or out your refrigerator if you got a refrigerator that produces water. It's not the same water. When it flushes and goes out, you get it. It's a different system inside of that. You notice the whole strategy behind the water, plumbing, and all that coming in your house, but it's different systems inside of that. So when I say pick a niche, and you just say, oh, I want to go do load boards, how? What's the systems you're gonna build inside of load board? If you say gig apps, what's the systems you're gonna build inside of the gig apps? The same thing I'm saying with your niche. What systems are you building inside your niche? So that's the first one. I told y'all before, it's like the final destination, but it's how my brain works, but that's how systems work. It's different things for different things. And then when I say region, we've discussed this before with region. Some people's region, they'll be like, you've heard people say, local is 200 miles or less. Depending on where you at, especially in the circle, 200 miles can have you in multiple different states. I can go less than 200 miles and be in Louisiana, but I can also go 200 miles and still be in a triangle. I can say region. Some people say region 500 miles. 500 miles for some people across them a bunch of states. I can go 500 miles in Texas, still be in Texas. I can go 500 miles and be still in Louisiana. I can go 500 miles and get to Arkansas and Oklahoma. That's only 4 states between those 2. But if you stay somewhere like, I don't know, Kentucky, 500 miles for you is like 7 states almost. It's just different depending on where you stay and what that 500 miles look like. And OTR. OTR for one person that can go from, like me, here to Atlanta, Georgia, 800 miles. I can cross Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, all that on into Georgia. But I can also go 800 miles to the West Coast and still barely make it to El Paso. It looks different. So within that region, when you're talking about niche, I told you niche, but inside of your system, when it gets to the region, what does your niche, what does your system look like for the region? And then the last one, downtime. Downtime looks a lot different. When you hear downtime, you think, oh, That's rest and relaxation. Some people might be like, oh, I can catch up on paperwork. Downtime means a whole bunch of different things that got intricate systems inside of that you got to put in place and remove certain things. I call it a habit removal. You hear about habit stacking, but you got to have habit removal inside of your systems as well. Now, those are just the 3 things you need to think about when you first starting out, especially. But to perfect it where you can get that money coming in on a constant basis. I don't care which one you do. I don't care what your niche is. I don't care what region you want to run. I don't care what your downtown looks like. But if you don't make systems inside of each one of those, you're going to just be running the hamster wheel. You just basically, because again, there's nothing wrong with none of this stuff I'm saying. You hear the sayings about people, the rat race, the 9-to-5 rat race. Feel like you're in a hamster wheel. If you don't gonna figure out no systems, you're gonna come right over here and do the same thing in entrepreneurship. The difference that you have to understand when you work, let's see, boy, y'all got me in here getting heated in here talking about this, and I got the AC on. If you want to talk about systems, the reason it look a certain way when you work for a company, 9-to-5 and all that, that's because people have came together, put their brains together, and come up with different things. That's why you get like, oh, we give you, depending on the military, they got 30 days of leave that you can gain throughout the year, 2.5 days a month. There's some people, their jobs, you get 8 hours of off time, depending on what you're doing. That they have systems in place. You know, the daily routines, morning meetings, go to your desk, check your emails, stack meetings. So it's systems put inside of all that different things. Think about region. The company you work for serves a certain region. They do certain things. You see what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to you being an entrepreneur, you getting that stuff, a solopreneur, getting this stuff going yourself, you have to build these systems. You do. So the first 3 systems you got to work on, especially in the cargo van, it goes like this for all business, but it's to narrow it down. You got to start with the foundation. You know your boy, I'm always going to tell you the foundation and we can build up. It's always room to grow, but you got to start with the first 3. First, you need to understand what your niche is. You need to understand what your region's going to be, and you need to understand what your downtime looks like. Now, I say that to say this, because I always tell y'all, go back and watch the videos, but don't get me wrong, Day One fam and all the new fam that had, because I've seen it. I've seen some of y'all. I appreciate y'all going back, catching up, getting information. But it's a group. It's random. They just randomly pop in. So I'm going to make it easy this time. I just told you the 3 that we need to work on. Niche, region, downtime. That's this video. Over the next 3 videos, I'm going to tackle one by one each one to help you understand how to build systems inside of that. The next video, we're going to talk about how to build the systems inside of niches. And we're going to give a bunch of examples. The video after that, we're going to talk about how to build systems inside of region. Whatever your region is that you're working or building in. Then the 3rd video, we're going to talk about systems you need to build in downtime. It's all going to be examples for you to understand what I mean, because it's multiple ways that it goes. It's like think of a car. The car is the strategy. You got a car. It plays an amazing role, but it's things in that car that's needed. Obviously, engine, transmission, those are big things. The engine has stuff that it does system-wise that breaks down to make the car work. The transmission does the same thing. The smallest one, that battery, nobody thinks about. Yeah, you might need it to start the car, but after you start the car, the battery ain't keeping the engine going. The battery's sending out stuff to the other systems in the car to make the radio go, to make the AC. That's all on fuses. See what I'm saying? So we're going to break it down like that. We're going to go niche in the next video. The following video after that, 2 videos from now, we're going to talk about region. 3 videos from now, we're going to talk about downtime. I'm not going to keep going. You get it. I just want you to start thinking about it. The 3 systems you need to start building the success in your business. And that's going to be niche, region, downtime. That's it. I'm about to get up out of here. I'm not finna get out of here. I'm going to make the ending to the next video where we talk about niche first. And while you're at it, I forgot to tell y'all. I told y'all in the live. Yeah, oh well. I'm telling you again. I'm trying to keep telling you for the rest of the next few weeks. We got that St. Louis date locked in. That St. Louis meetup is locked in. June 27th. Link is in the description. Come on out there and have fun with y'all, fam. I want to meet y'all. I want to meet y'all. We want to hang out. And you know, it ain't just a meetup. We're going to talk. we gonna break down some stuff. I know what we gonna break down. Y'all don't know what we gonna break down, but I'm gonna make it line up the system some type of way. We gonna get it. Don't worry. I want to see you at the meetup in St. Louis, June 27th. Link in the description. So I'm gonna get up out of here. That 1,000, it already hit the bank. It's good. It's knocked in. It's sold it. But yeah, your boy about to get out of here. So I'm finna go ahead and tap into that next video for y'all. So don't worry, it's coming. So y'all go be good. Y'all be safe. And as always, until the next video. Y'all stay blessed.
In my shoes, on that money, proud. Stacking up my wins, turn miles into paper. Do it all again where I'm headed on.